Hey, what's up guys? Sanitary here, chilling on the couch. And in today's video, I wanted to actually answer in video form the most common question that I often get. And before I go over this question, I wanted to answer this question in video form because I often get this question pretty, or at least more frequently, and it gets kind of repetitive typing the same thing. So if I do it in video form and someone happens to stumble upon my channel and or whatever video, I can just link them this video, and hopefully you guys can get a little bit more insight rather than me just writing one little sentence. But anyway, the question I'm going to be asking is, do I track my calories? Do I track my macros, my proteins, my carbs, my fats? I do a lot of cooking videos. I do a lot of healthy meals for the week for work, and it's a pretty valid question. So I'm going to answer that, and the simple answer to that is I do not track my calories, my macros. Now, does this mean that I just completely go AWOL and do whatever I want? That's actually not true. Even though I don't track my macros to the T, I have a general idea of what I consume based on my portions. And this is based on experience. And this is a great thing that once you get more acclimated with your body and you become more experienced with your body and you know how it reacts to certain foods, you can do this too. So let me just give you a quick breakdown of what I typically eat. Now, I eventually will do it. I know I've been saying it, but it's really hard to have time in the morning to film my protein shakes. I have all these ingredients, but eventually I will try to do it. I will do a full day of eating video. But before that video comes out, I'll just give you a quick verbal on what I eat. So in the morning, I typically have a protein shake. I'll actually link that video somewhere right here. That video is the ultimate 1,000 calorie weight gainer shake, excuse me. I actually cut the portions a little bit. It's a lot of the similar ingredients, just the portions are cut a little bit, and it comes out to like 700 or 750 calories. So I usually have that in the morning, and then for lunch, I'll typically get a lean protein such as chicken or fish, and then I'll get a vegetable, broccoli, asparagus, mixed greens, a salad, whatever. And then I usually will get like a starch, such as a russet potato or a sweet potato. It will vary if I'm cutting, which I'm going to get to in a second, but that's the main recipe that I get for my meals, with the exception of my protein shake in the morning. So for lunch, I'll get like a protein, like I said. So if you envision like a plate right here, if my head's a plate, 1/3 of it vegetables, another third of lean protein, and then some complex carbs for the last third. So I pretty much do that. And in between meals, I just go by how I feel. If I'm feeling hungry, and you gotta know the difference between actually being hungry or just craving something. When you're really, really hungry, you will know your head will start to hurt a little bit. You'll get a headache, at least for me, or your stomach will start to growl and you can't really concentrate. You guys know what I'm talking about when you're truly, truly hungry. If that's the case, I will have some healthy snacks in between. Sometimes it'll be like a protein bar, but I try not to eat those too often. Or sometimes it'll be some hard-boiled eggs or just a handful of nuts, just some healthy fats. And then dinner, I do the similar thing as lunch, lean protein, a vegetable, and a starch. And for instance, like now, because it's winter time and I'm not like too strict with my diet on the weekends, I kind of just eat at my discretion, with the exception of the morning time. I still have my shake, but I'll vary the portions depending on how I look and how I feel. So that's pretty much what I do. Oh, and backtracking a little bit, for the weekends, after like the protein shake for breakfast, for lunch and dinner, I kind of will just eat at my discretion, like I said, as long as I try to get in some lean protein. And it's really, really easy to get your protein intake. I get about I would say at least a gram of protein per body weight. I wouldn't exceed 1.5 times your body weight, and if you're a female, you could even get up to like 0.8 of your body weight. But protein is really, really easy to get, so I wouldn't worry too much. But that's what you want, because you want those essential proteins, especially if you're lifting. You know, I lift 3 times a week, and often you gotta repair your muscles after a hard workout, and working out's just one aspect of the muscle building process. You also have to eat right. So not to make this video too long, I will point out that when I'm cutting down or trying to just get trimmer, I usually do like a mini cut for the summertime. I'll stick with the same type of formula, but the only thing different that I'll change is my portions. So you know how I said earlier, like for lunch and dinner, I'll do the 1/3 protein, 1/3 starch, 1/3 vegetables. If I'm cutting, what I'll do is I'll usually cut down on the starch and or just go with more lean protein and vegetables. Higher protein, low carb, and increase my fats. This has worked for me. It might not work for everyone, but this helps me lean out quite a bit. So essentially, if you think about it, even though I'm not tracking my macros and my calories to the T, I am indirectly in a way tracking it without even, worrying too much. How is that so? Well, because I'm getting the exact same type of formula with each meal and the portions are pretty similar, it's not that hard to just subtract a little bit, assess your body, and go from there. So in a way, I guess in the back of my mind, I'm indirectly tracking my intake based on my portions. So this is something that you definitely can do. Everyone's a little bit different. Some people like to write it all out in a journal, and that's fine. And would I recommend you guys doing what I do? Well, you can definitely give it a try. Everyone's a little bit different, but if you are starting your health and fitness journey and you're fairly new, I do recommend at least for a week or two, you kind of track down and write down what you typically eat. This will give you a good baseline as to how much you're actually eating. Then as you obtain more experience with your body, you can try this method, eat similar portions, and then just omit a little bit of the carbohydrates if you're trying to lose weight, or the opposite, if you're trying to gain weight, put on a little bit more muscle, make some extra strength gains in the gym. You can increase the carbs, increase the protein, increase the fats. So that's it for this video. Hopefully it wasn't too long. Hopefully that clears things up. Thank you for all your support. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.